People are asking me, why in the world are you fundraising for kids' books? What do you have to offer that's so different? And the answer is something that's never been done before. In the past 10 years, there's been a huge override of the market where people got rid of the stories and everything just became about comic books. And the art of telling a beautiful story to a kid, stories of tzaddikim, stories about miracles, stories about anything that is a good valued lesson to our kids, has just become a comic book. Telling a good story is something that we're just not producing these days.
In dem Zman, was mir hört dem Sipur, kann sitzen und lernen. Asaf pi was lechiera, I das bitula shel teila, lefisho, I das adra, ve das der kiyum, ader noch kunder von a reis de Hiro, bin a meise bepeil, und das kunt a reis a Hiro, was ich leib bejerach, was wohl gekonnt a reis nehmen, von Limo da Tele Kipshuto, nimmt a reis von dem Sipur.
The reason they stopped is because people thought, hey, look, we've done this before. There are already plenty of books out there, stories of tzaddikim and stories of miracles and whatnot. But the answer is they were all done 20, 30 years ago. They're all black and white. They're hard words. They're words that not every kid understands. We're working with writers to make stories that every kid can understand. If there's a word that we can make easier, we're trying to find the easier word. I picked one of these books up last week and I was showing my daughter and I said, this is a beautiful book of stories. And she looked at me and she said, that looks boring. Today's books have to be colored and filled with amazing images and illustrations and ideas that relate to kids today. If you want to tell your kid a good story and you want kids to be interested today, you got to match. You got to produce content that's on the level that they're seeing everywhere else. And that is exactly what we are doing. We have been so successful on the first book. Thank God. The feedback has been absolutely phenomenal. Parents are telling us that their kids who are not readers, kids who have never been interested in reading at all, are suddenly picking up and reading 200-300 pages and doing it in a matter of a few days. So one of the reasons that people are not doing this and why this idea is kind of unpopular and why we're so innovative is the price tag associated with creating content like this. You see, every single story that we're producing, between the writing, the editing, the illustrations, the layout, is between $400 to $500 a story. And we're putting in this next book nearly 60 stories in one book. The costs are astronomical. And this book is a $30,000 to $40,000 project, every single book.
האם להוציא סיפורים לילדים שמבוססים על מקורות ביהדות ושהציורים יהיו מצוירים כדי למשוך את לב הילדים ולהשפיע עליהם. הרבי אמר לי כך, כל דבר שמוסיף בחינוך, ודאי שכדאי להתעסק בזה. אתה תדאג שהסיפורים שלך יהיו סיפורים אחרי התייעצות עם מומחים, דהיינו שהנייר יהיה טוב, שהציורים יהיו טובים, הכל ייעשה ברמה טובה.
While yes, the book is sold and the book is making money, the book is not completely paying for itself just yet. In order to put out this next book, in order to make this next book happen, we need your donations, we need your support, because this book has high costs associated with it. The payoff is amazing. And the connection to Tzaddikim and to the stories and to the miracles and spiritual growth that comes from reading this book, you can't underestimate. If you're sponsoring a page or dedicating a page, your name is in the book. Your name is part of this project forever. Your name goes into every single book that goes to every single shelf and home. Every single name that becomes part of it now becomes part of this book forever. Somebody once came to Reb Kanievsky and they asked him, look, I only have 1 hour a week to learn with my son. I don't have a lot of time. I'm a businessman and my time is very limited. What should I do with that 1 hour? Gemara, Mishnah, Halacha, what's practically the best thing? And Reb Kanievsky reportedly told this person, the best thing that you can do with your son during that time is tell him stories of Tzaddikim, because when you tell him that, he's going to want to connect to everything else. It's not just you learn one thing. It's the lessons, the ideas, the concepts behind stories of Tzaddikim and stories of Kivrei Tzaddikim and miracles. All of this makes a person and builds the Yiras Shamayim and their Avos Yisrael. And every midah about a person is built from these stories and can accomplish so much. Investing in this is investing in the future of our children.